Hey guys, tonight we float right into one of the strangest truths about existence. The universe is in a hurry. You feel it in the air around you, even if you do not notice it. Space stretches quietly, like a slow inhale that never ends. Galaxies slide away from each other, and the whole cosmos behaves like a crowd clearing out of a theatre after the best show in history, except the aisles are getting longer every second. Before we dive deeper into these cosmic mysteries, if you enjoy unwinding here with starlight and curiosity, you can tap that like button or subscribe whenever you feel good about it. It helps others discover this sleepy little corner of the universe without any pressure. And if you feel like sharing, let us know in the comments where in the world you are listening from and what time your night has begun. It is beautiful to imagine all of us lying under different skies, yet dreaming inside the same universe. Now go ahead, lower the lights a little bit more, maybe turn on a small fan or night lamp that gives a soft hum, and let your pillow cradle your head like a calm, tiny cloud. You are here, safe, and the universe will do the expanding for both of us. You begin this night wondering why everything in existence is speeding up. You might think the cosmos should act tired after 13.8 billion years, like a very old marathon runner who deserves a long nap. But instead, it keeps accelerating outward, flinging galaxies apart with a growing sense of urgency. You drift through that thought and realize how strange it is. You are inside something that refuses to slow down. You imagine yourself in the earliest moments of everything. There is no noise, no stars, no galaxies, just a newborn universe inflating faster than the fastest thought you have ever had. That rapid expansion is still echoing everywhere, a leftover push from a moment so extreme that if your skin had been there, it would have vaporized before your brain could say, "That seems a little hot." Scientists call those first moments cosmic inflation, not like a balloon that pops, more like a balloon that never stops finding excuses to grow. As you float, the darkness around you stretches gently. It's not that galaxies are zooming through space like tiny racers. Space itself is stretching, and galaxies simply ride the flow. Imagine you are lying in a warm bath and the water keeps rising, lifting rubber ducks farther apart without them swimming. That is what the universe does to galaxy clusters. Except the bath never stops filling, and the ducks look like billions of blazing suns huddled into islands. You breathe slowly, feeling your lungs expand and contract, a miniature echo of the universe's expansion. People still argue whether this accelerating speed is a temporary phase or the fate of everything. But right now, astronomers can measure it. Light from distant galaxies appears stretched. Redshift, they call it. Light waves pulled longer and longer as space grows on the journey to your eyes. There is a soft absurdity in knowing that the faster something is moving away from you, the older the picture you see of it. The deeper you look into the sky, the further back in time you travel. You gaze upward, and your bedroom ceiling disappears. Galaxies shimmer into view, reddish and faint, as if the universe tries to slip out of your sight while still leaving breadcrumbs. That light tells a story of acceleration that no one asked for, but everyone is stuck riding inside. Your body grows heavy against the bed as your thoughts float lighter. Gravity is a loyal friend. It keeps your feet planted, your tea mugs from escaping, and moons orbiting planets. But gravity is losing the cosmic tug of war. Something unseen, a quiet force, a mysterious pressure in the emptiness between atoms, pulls harder than gravity pushes back. It would be romantic if it were not so baffling. You try to imagine grabbing a handful of nothing. Not air, not dust, not even a tiny floating cookie crumb. True nothing. The pure black vacuum of outer space. Now you imagine that empty space is not actually empty. It has energy. A little push inside every fragment of volume. Multiply that push by trillions of trillions of trillions of regions of space, and the universe behaves like a kid who discovered the sugar jar before nap time. Scientists gave this thing a name, dark energy, although some think of it as the cosmic equivalent of shrugging and saying, "We have no idea, but it must be doing something. Your mind smiles at how humans label the unknown so confidently. Dark energy, so official, so polite, so incredibly mysterious. Your breath slows again. You almost fall asleep right here, between your heartbeat and the distant pull of galaxies. But then your thoughts drift to a simple question. If space keeps expanding faster, what happens to the future night sky? Will it always look like this? Stars and constellations crowding your vision like glitter. You lean into that question, letting the curiosity wrap around you like a soft blanket. You remember Earth spinning, the moon circling, the solar system orbiting the galaxy, and the galaxy itself drifting inside that unstoppable expansion. Everything moves, everything stretches, even the shapes of constellations shift, just too slowly for one lifetime to notice. The universe refuses to sit still. It grows while you sleep. It stretches as you exhale. It expands inside and outside of everything you know, and you feel strangely comforted by that motion, as if even the cosmos believes that resting is temporary. A pause before more growth. Your eyelids grow heavier. The stars around your thoughts grow softer. And yet this is only beginning. You glide forward effortlessly, still nestled in your bed, yet drifting deeper into the universe's memory. The beginning was silence, but not a peaceful one. It was the kind of silence that comes from having nothing that can even make a sound. No stars, no atoms, no time to tell the difference between before and after, just a universe suddenly appearing and deciding to stretch like a rubber band pulled too far. You breathe in as if you are taking that first expansion right into your chest. The air feels cool. Your body softens. You are connected to a history so ancient that even light is still trying to catch up. Back in those earliest moments, expansion was unbelievably faster. The universe was smaller than a speck, and then, almost instantly, big enough to hold galaxies that would one day argue about each other's gravitational boundaries. It is kind of dramatic when you think about it. The universe did not ease into existence. It kicked open the door and ran out, yelling that everything must grow right now. Scientists still wonder whether this rapid inflation happened once or many times. They secretly hope it did not happen more than once, because replicating something so extreme sounds like a cosmic fire drill nobody asked for. You float through that thought as if surfing a ripple left behind by the Big Bang itself. Everywhere you go, space stretches just a little bit more. You are surfing on history, and the wave underneath you never breaks. You notice something subtle. If the universe had just expanded at that insane opening speed and then slowed normally under gravity, the cosmos today would still be spreading out, but much more calmly. Stars would cluster tighter. Galaxies would stay closer. You might even get invited to more neighborhood galactic block parties. But instead, the universe is not slowing. It is doing the opposite. Acceleration is the weird rule here, which makes you wonder, why did the universe not pump the brakes after a few billion years? Why did it suddenly decide to floor the gas pedal again? Something changed. Something turned on like a hidden switch. Your breathing evens out. Deep. Slow. Your pillow catches your head as if someone placed it under you in zero gravity. The moment you relax, the universe grows a little more around you. You imagine the cosmos like a baker working an endless supply of dough, except this dough rises without anyone needing it. As more dough exists, more rising occurs. The recipe does not need flour, eggs, or yeast. It only needs more space. A simple recipe that cannot be stopped. That is why the earliest push still matters. Inflation might have ended, but its leftovers are written into the laws of reality. You are lounging on one of those rules right now. You look around and find the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that still shimmers everywhere. A leftover heat signature from when the universe was a fiery baby. It is stretched now, cooler, gentler, like a distant ember, still glowing from a very ancient bonfire. It tells us that expansion never truly took a rest. It just slipped into a slower gear temporarily. But then something else joined the dance. Dark energy. It showed up like someone sneaking into a party late, and then immediately becoming the DJ. And now that energy is blasting the expansion soundtrack loud enough that every galaxy can feel the beat. You keep floating, feeling the universe's history like a slow-motion heartbeat under your fingertips. But your mind stumbles over a funny thought. If everything is expanding, why are you not waking up each morning slightly taller? Wouldn't that be nice? Just a little good morning new height. Unfortunately, gravity and electromagnetic forces inside your body are too strong. They keep you together. And probably that is for the best. Otherwise you might upgrade into a noodle person, and socks would never fit again. Your lips almost smile at that idea while the stars around you remain solemn. They know expansion. They have lived inside motion that never sleeps. If you give them long enough, they drift apart from their closest neighbors too. Not today, not tomorrow, but in billions of years. Quietly, smoothly. You start to wonder if the universe has a destination, or if it is just running because running feels right. People still argue whether the acceleration will last forever. Some think the universe will approach a calm, cold ending, a slow freeze where galaxies become lonely islands, and stars burn out like forgotten candles in a massive room. Others believe acceleration could keep climbing until everything is torn apart from everything else, a cosmic breakup line that goes something like, "It is not you. It is literally everything expanding faster and faster." They call that possibility the Big Rip. It is basically the universe saying, "I need space," and meaning it. You let that little cosmic joke drift by with a soft exhale. Even the wildest theories feel gentle at this hour. Your body loosens slightly, as though your muscles are joining the universe in letting go. The strange part is you are not separate from any of this. You are not just floating through history. You are built from its leftovers. The hydrogen in your body is ancient. The starlight in your memories is older than Earth. And the laws that push galaxies apart also push every atom in you to exist. You feel tiny inside this accelerating universe, but also kind of proud, because you are part of a phenomenon that still confuses the smartest minds awake at 3 a.m., and you are allowed to be comforted by the fact that not everything needs to be understood before sleep. The cosmos continues expanding. It always has. And somewhere inside your heartbeat, that expansion hums, not loud enough to disturb you, just enough to remind you that you are riding a universe that never stands still. The air in your room is quiet, your eyelids are heavier, and the night around you is stretching just like space does, slowly, softly, endlessly. You stay right where you are, warm beneath the blanket, yet you glide farther into the idea that space itself is stretching. Not objects flying away through a pre-existing emptiness, but the emptiness growing everywhere at once. That is the part that bends your mind gently, like the universe is telling you a bedtime puzzle you are not required to solve. You just let the feeling wash over you like a calm wave. You imagine two galaxies sitting comfortably, not in any rush, just being their majestic selves with billions of stars brewing inside. They are not zooming outward with rocket engines. They are simply held in place while the floor beneath them expands. If the space under your bed stretched like that, your slippers would drift away even if they were not trying to run from you. Space is a stage that keeps adding floorboards faster than actors can cross the stage, and the audience, still trying to understand the plot. You breathe slowly, and the universe breathes around you. As more space forms, galaxies are carried farther away from each other, even when gravity wants them to stay close. It is like cosmic social distancing at a scale too large for any diagram. And yet, between the atoms in your fingers right now, that same stretching quietly happens. You do not split apart because electromagnetic forces hold you together. Your atoms are clingy, and thank goodness for that. Otherwise, hugging would become a long-distance event. A tiny smirk touches your thoughts. A universe that stretches you slightly every second, but also insists you do not notice. Such a sneaky roommate. People still wonder whether galaxies are moving through space, or if space is simply moving them like passengers on a gentle conveyor belt. the truth seems to be a mix. Some galaxies have their own little motions, local wiggles like swimmers in a lazy river, but overall, the river decides the journey. You float above a cluster of galaxies. They look like glowing neighborhoods separated by vast, dark countryside. Inside these clusters, gravity wins for a while. Stars swirl, planets orbit, life tries to bloom. But between the clusters, dark energy dominates. That is where the stretching happens fastest. Over time, clusters drift so far apart that calling them neighbors becomes a cosmic exaggeration. Today they share the night sky. One day, they may not be able to see each other at all. You feel the sadness in that thought like a soft note on a piano. Imagine living in a future where the Milky Way and a few companions are the only lights left. No distant spirals, no glittering swarms, just the stars we have close by. The universe plays a slow disappearing act, and there is no curtain call. The irony is you only see accelerated expansion by looking backward in time. Light from galaxies billions of light years away shows their dance steps from long ago. You are like a cosmic detective piecing together clues from old postcards that took ages to arrive. Every distant galaxy tells you the universe used to expand slower than it does today, so you watch it speed up by studying its past. You exhale gently. The thoughts settle softly against your mind like feathers. In a universe that grows faster every moment, the present is the smallest frame in a much longer movie. You glide past bright galaxies with swirling arms and giant black holes anchoring their centers. They each carry stories of birth and death, collisions and quiet spirals, yet they all share one common truth. The space between them widens like a yawn that never ends. You shift a little under the covers, finding that perfect spot where your head feels weightless. The Milky Way spins beneath you. The solar system orbits, the Earth rotates, and still the deepest background stretches quietly. Your heartbeat syncs with that movement, a gentle thump in an expanding ocean. If galaxies are riding the expansion, does that mean they are surfing? Maybe in a very slow and very chilled way. Even surfers need rest, and galaxies seem to be surfing while napping. Scientists still debate whether space expansion creates energy or whether the energy creates the expansion. It is a circular mystery with math that looks like it was scribbled during a caffeine emergency. But you do not need to solve it tonight. Your only job is to float along, knowing that the universe keeps the ride going even while you sleep. You sense motion all around, but it never shakes you, it never rushes you. The stars remain silent companions, and space keeps opening up like a book that keeps adding new pages faster than you can read the old ones. Your eyes grow heavier, the galaxies blur into one soft glow, and you stay perfectly still as the universe continues expanding everywhere, even in the quiet between your breaths. You drift a little deeper, sinking into the gentle gravity of your mattress, while the universe around you tries to convince you that gravity itself is losing some ancient battle. You feel the soft pull of the bed under your body, familiar and loyal, the same force that keeps oceans anchored to Earth and moons caught in their orbits. Yet out there between galaxies, gravity is slowly being outvoted by something stranger. You float through a giant cosmic landscape, where galaxy clusters shimmer like lanterns in a fog of emptiness. They should all be pulling toward one another. Gravity should be the boss. It always has been. It clumps matter together, shapes stars, builds planets, and occasionally helps a lost asteroid dramatically ruin someone's day. But when you look at the biggest scales, gravity behaves like someone struggling to hold onto a giant pile of balloons. The balloons keep drifting up no matter how hard you tug downward. You glide past an enormous cluster, its mass so heavy that space bends around it like a soft cushion. Gravitational lensing makes distant galaxies behind it stretch and smear into arcs. The cluster is like a cosmic magnifying glass. And still, despite all this power, you can sense that gravity is not winning the long game. Space keeps expanding between clusters, pulling them farther apart than gravity prefers. Nature itself created a tug of war, and gravity's rope is slipping through its fingers. You inhale slowly, the air cool and steady, while your mind dips into that mystery. For a long time, scientists expected the universe to slow down. After all, things with mass attract each other. Everything should tug everything else inward. But instead, expansion sped up, like the universe suddenly remembered an appointment and started fast walking through space-time. People still argue about why this happened. Some believe gravity behaves differently on large scales than we expect. Others suspect a new kind of field or exotic matter sneaking around the cosmos. A few imagine that our universe is shaped in a way that bends expansion. And then there is the theory most scientists currently lean toward. There is something inside empty space that pushes outward, an invisible pressure, a mysterious shove. Your eyelids grow heavier as you drift near the edge of a galaxy cluster. You feel the quiet battle between the inward pull of gravity and the outward push of something unknown. It is like standing between two winds, each blowing softly, each whispering for your attention. A warm sense of curiosity settles on your chest. The cosmic tug-of-war has a twist. Gravity has a secret ally, dark matter. There is far more dark matter than normal matter. It surrounds galaxies in enormous halos, binding them together. Without it, galaxies would fly apart from their own rotation. Dark matter keeps them coherent, like invisible hands holding star cities in place. And yet, dark matter is not enough to stop the expansion between clusters. Inside galaxies, gravity and dark matter win. Outside, between them, something else overwhelms both. Like gravity is saying, I will keep the family together, but I cannot stop the neighbors from moving to other continents. You sink deeper into your pillow. Your room feels still, calm. Meanwhile, the space between galaxy clusters grows wider every second. You imagine drifting through that emptiness. Out there, far from any galaxy, expansion rules absolutely. Space stretches so cleanly that any 2 points drift apart like lazy swimmers who forgot they had started next to each other. You float through regions where gravity is too faint to matter. The tug weakens, the push takes over, and that push grows stronger as more space comes into being. Expansion is not only happening, it is accelerating. It is here, between galaxies, where the true influence of dark energy hums the loudest. A faint, mysterious pressure woven into the fabric of space. You feel it like a deep vibration beneath the quiet. Not loud, not dramatic, just persistent. Like the soft hum of your fan or the faint rhythm of your heartbeat. You drift closer to a cosmic void. These are enormous regions almost empty of galaxies. Gravity barely whispers here. Expansion dominates so thoroughly that the voids grow, pushing matter toward the edges like bubbles rising in a cosmic glass of water. You watch galaxies move away from the center of this emptiness, as if the void itself is swelling from its own stillness. A small smile touches your thoughts. Imagine telling someone that the emptiest places in existence grow faster than anything else. It sounds like a cosmic prank, yet it is true. The regions with the least matter expand the fastest, because gravity there is too weak to resist. So the emptier a region becomes, the quicker it balloons outward. Emptiness loves to stretch. You feel a warm comfort in that paradox. The more we understand the universe, the more it behaves like a poet with odd metaphors. The weakest force on large scales is winning against the oldest one, and all of this is happening while you rest peacefully in your room. Your breathing softens. Your body stays anchored by Earth's gravity, but your mind floats freely in thoughts that span billions of light years. You glide between the push and pull, the tension and release, the universe quietly stretching while galaxies cling to one another like families refusing to drift apart. In this moment, you understand something essential. Gravity shapes the small, dark energy shapes the large, and your existence is balanced delicately between those two facts. A human life inside a cosmic tug-of-war that never disturbs your sleep. Your eyelids grow heavier again, and the galaxies around your thoughts shimmer faintly before fading to a warm haze. The universe stretches. Gravity pulls. You remain still, safe, gently drifting toward the next part of the story. You continue to drift, calm and anchored in your bed, while your mind floats deeper into the greatest mystery of the cosmos. Something unseen sits everywhere and nowhere at once. It fills the empty spaces between atoms, through the vastness between galaxies, and even in the tiny pockets of silence in your room right now. It has no color, no glow, no scent. It does not clump like matter. It does not radiate like energy should. And yet, it wants the universe to spread apart faster every moment. You can feel its patience, stretching space bit by bit while you slowly relax into sleep. Dark energy. The name itself is elegant and vague. Dark because we cannot see it. Energy because it pushes. You wonder whether scientists naming it that way was more like admitting confusion with a professional-sounding title. It is like calling your lost keys dark keys because you cannot find them, but telling everyone you definitely understand their behavior. People still debate whether dark energy is even a thing, or if the universe is tricking us with cosmic illusions, but something is out there, shaping everything without asking permission. You float through a silky quietness woven from expanding space. The Milky Way glows comfortably beneath you, its stars still close because gravity holds them tight. But between galaxies, dark energy becomes the puppeteer pulling strings. Every second, those strings stretch farther, not because galaxies are trying to escape each other, but because space insists on having more space. It is like a baker whose dough keeps rising even after the loaf is out of the oven, growing into the air with a slow and unstoppable stubbornness. You feel your chest rise and fall gently. Between breaths, your thoughts glide into curiosity. Dark energy might be a property of space itself. The more space exists, the more of this energy appears. It feeds on growth, and growth increases the fuel. A positive feedback loop that does not care how dramatic it sounds. Expansion creates dark energy, and dark energy creates expansion, like two friends hyping each other up endlessly. You picture dark energy as an invisible ocean that fills the universe. Galaxies float inside this ocean like islands separated by currents we cannot feel. The waterline keeps rising. Islands shrink into specks far away. You drift through that ocean as your eyelids grow heavier. It is peaceful out here, quiet, a silence that feels thicker than silence should ever feel. Scientists try to measure dark energy by watching how fast distant galaxies fade from our view. The further away they are, the faster they move out of reach. You imagine a cosmic game of tag, where the universe keeps taking longer steps just when we think we are catching up. You softly exhale. The humor of it helps your mind unwind. The cosmos likes to keep us guessing and keeps running all the while. There is a tiny uncertainty flickering in the background. Maybe dark energy changes over time. Maybe it will grow stronger, pushing the cosmos into unimaginable endings. Or perhaps it will calm down one day and let gravity gather everything again for a new beginning. People still argue whether dark energy is destiny or just a phase. The future of everything depends on the answer, and no one has it yet. You curl slightly into your blanket, feeling your own small gravity pulling the fabric closer. Your body is a little galaxy, balanced by forces you never think about. The mystery of dark energy does not threaten you. It simply reminds you that the universe is bigger, stranger, and more imaginative than anyone expected. You drift near an ancient galaxy cluster. You watch the stars inside swirl together in tight families, each cluster refusing to stretch apart like the rest of the universe does. Inside clusters, gravity rules firmly. Dark energy cannot pry them apart. It only widens the space between the clusters themselves. So galaxies inside the same group stay friends, while other groups become distant acquaintances fading over the horizon. The push of dark energy is gentle. It does not shove or slam into existence. It whispers, and space listens. And yet that quiet whisper changes everything. It shapes future skies. It determines how the universe grows older. It holds the script of cosmic destiny in invisible ink. Your room becomes darker, cozier. The faint hum in the air around you blends with the soft pull of sleep. You let your breathing match the pace of expansion, slow and steady. You feel comfort in knowing the universe is active while you rest. Space stretches so that stars survive, so that galaxies don't collapse into themselves, so that cosmic possibility continues rather than ending early. And you are part of that possibility, built from atoms that refuse to remain alone, kept together by forces that counter the stretch. You lie here, tiny but meaningful, inside a universe that is still figuring itself out. Just like you are. Dark energy does not need to be fully understood tonight. You only need to trust that the universe is moving with purpose, even if that purpose hides beyond the reach of light. Everything expands softly in the background while you drift closer to sleep. The darkness in your room is not empty. It is full of secrets and motion, and tonight those secrets hold you gently. You remain right where you are, wrapped in warmth and comfort, while space itself continues to grow all around you. The idea settles into your mind like a soft whisper. The more space that exists, the more room there is for dark energy to do its stretching magic. It is strange to think that creation itself feeds the speed of expansion. Like the universe is baking endless fresh dough, and every new piece causes the entire loaf to rise a little higher. You glide through this thought with a calm curiosity. You can almost feel the slow swelling of everything, even though it happens too gently for anyone to notice in one lifetime. Galaxies become tiny dots separated by oceans of nothing. Clusters drift like islands carried away by invisible tides, and all the while, dark energy keeps adding new emptiness for them to float inside. You inhale softly, your ribcage expands, then you exhale, and the air slips out quietly. Even breathing feels connected to the cosmic rhythm tonight. Expansion does not rush. It takes its time, like a lullaby stretching through space-time. What a soothing thought, that the future of the universe is written in these small, steady pushes. Scientists figured out that expansion is accelerating by studying distant supernovae, little explosions that act like cosmic mile markers. Their light returns dimmer than expected, like a flashlight beam struggling to cross a growing room. It told astronomers a surprising thing. The universe today is not coasting, it is speeding up. People still wonder whether this acceleration stays constant or gets faster. The math keeps changing depending on which expert you ask and how much coffee they had that day. You float deeper into the idea. The more space exists, the more dark energy appears right inside that space. It does not dilute like water spilled in a bucket. Instead, it fills every new bit of room with the same pressure. Imagine cutting a pillow open and watching fluff fill not just your living room, but the whole solar system. It never runs out. It just keeps generating more fluff. Except this fluff is invisible, unstoppable, and strangely polite about taking over. Your eyelids grow heavier, your muscles releasing tension you did not realize you were carrying. Expansion is peaceful out here. It's not forced stars into chaos. Inside galaxies, gravity hugs everything tightly. But between galaxies, expansion is free to stretch as far and as wide as it likes. It is cosmic yoga, and the universe has impeccable flexibility. If space keeps creating new space, does that mean the universe is manufacturing more opportunities for lost socks to hide? The mystery deepens. Somewhere, a missing sock floats happily in newly formed space, refusing to reunite with its partner. Dark energy, friend of socks everywhere. You smile gently at the silliness. Humor has a place in the cosmos too. Just ask black holes. They swallow everything, but their names still sound like dramatic metal album covers. Your focus returns to the soft expansion around you. You drift near a beautiful chain of galaxies linked by gravity, a graceful cosmic arch. From afar, they look peaceful and close, yet you know the truth. Slowly, over unimaginable time, the distance grows. Not because they let go, but because more space appears between their hands. It is like holding someone's fingers, and discovering the rooms stretched, not the grip weakened. This motion continues quietly even while you sleep. Every second, more universe is created in the space behind closed eyes. The cosmic ocean adds a new drop that becomes a wave, then a tide. Nothing resists in the widest reaches. There is no friction out there, no wall, just limitless space opening itself further. You feel the universe behaving like a storyteller who refuses to end the tale. Every moment is a new page, every expansion a fresh paragraph. Existence itself continues writing in real time. Light travels to deliver updates, but often arrives too late to show the most recent lines. And you are one of the sentences on this ever-growing page. Your breathing grows even slower. The stars around your mind twinkle dimmer but friendlier. Sleep lingers closer now, like a soft blanket being pulled up to your chin. Expansion surrounds you but never rushes you. It simply reminds you that change can be gentle, unstoppable, and beautifully quiet. You are floating in a universe that keeps growing, and all you need to do right now is rest within it. You sink just a little deeper into your pillow, feeling the bed support every curve of your body. Out there, far beyond your quiet room, galaxy clusters glide slowly, like luminous cities floating in a vast night ocean. Each cluster is a gathering of hundreds, sometimes thousands of galaxies bound tightly together by gravity and dark matter. They are the largest structures still holding hands against the expansion. But even these enormous families are drifting apart from other families, each becoming more isolated as the universe grows. You drift along with them as if riding a calm current through the deepest sea. Between clusters, space stretches freely. The invisible push of dark energy becomes stronger as distances grow. It is like the universe encourages long-distance relationships. But it does so in a way that eventually makes calling your neighbor galaxy nearly impossible. Over billions and billions of years, galaxy clusters will separate so far from each other that the sky will appear emptier than anyone today could imagine. You breathe in and imagine the Milky Way as one of those star cities. Nearby, the Andromeda Galaxy keeps us company, swirling majestically toward us in a slow-motion embrace. Gravity between the two is stronger than expansion at this distance, so they are destined to meet. Not in a Hollywood crash with fiery explosions, but in a grand cosmic ballet where they merge into one larger galaxy. A future dance, peaceful and inevitable. Maybe galaxies are romantics at heart. But beyond our local group, the story is different. That push from dark energy grows with every centimeter the universe gains. It is patient, but persistent. You float past a massive cluster centuries of light years across. It looks strong, immovable, yet even it is drifting away from every other cluster, like islands separated by a rising tide that shows no sign of going down. Scientists still wonder what the far future looks like. Some describe it as a long, lonely twilight for the cosmos. Galaxies, once visible across the sky, will slide beyond the limits of what light can reach us. Not because they turn off their lights, but because the space between us becomes so large that their light loses the race. There is something poetic in that, the universe expanding not into darkness, but swallowing its own brightness. You relax deeper into the mattress. The room feels softer, quieter. Just you and the distant stars humming far above your thoughts. Your mind wanders into that future sky. Imagine stargazing and finding no other galaxies. The Milky Way and its merged companions would be the only glow left. Children of that future would never know how crowded the universe once was. They might think their lonely island of stars is all that exists, and perhaps that secret would feel comforting to them. A small cosmic village surrounded by endless space. You move gently in your blanket, like a galaxy shifting softly in its dark matter cradle. There is still beauty in that future. Gravity keeps life's neighborhood intact, while the rest of the universe drifts beyond the horizon. It only becomes quiet. It only becomes spacious. The story continues, just with fewer visible characters. You tilt your thoughts toward the emptiness between clusters. Those vast voids expand faster than any other region. With less matter to slow expansion, dark energy has full freedom there. Voids balloon outward, pushing clusters apart like invisible cushions growing thicker by the second. The emptier the space, the quicker it stretches. Even emptiness is ambitious here. Your eyes feel heavier with each slow blink. Every blink is like the turning of billions of years. You imagine watching everything from that perspective. Stars aging, galaxies swirling, clusters drifting, and the fabric of universe slowly growing thin between them. Not fearful, just peaceful. A gradual spreading out, like guests leaving a party when the music becomes soft and the lights dim low. Somewhere in the cosmos, a galaxy cluster might say, "We should get brunch sometime," and the other clusters politely agree, yet drift too far away to ever actually meet. Cosmic ghosting, scientific edition. Your smile softens as sleep circles you gently, and yet your curiosity keeps drifting with the galaxies. Every cluster carries generations of stars burning bright. Their glow refuses to surrender immediately. Expansion cannot take away the beauty inside clusters. It can only change the scenery around them. People still debate how eternal the expansion becomes. Maybe dark energy will level off one day, letting clusters stay visible neighbors. Maybe the universe has another twist planned. But right now, it accelerates like a slow-motion escape, a growing freedom that feels both wistful and magnificent. You float above the Milky Way once more. The night sky here still glitters with galaxies, a reminder that you are living in a very social moment of cosmic history. This is when the universe shows off how busy and full it is. One day, viewers may not be so lucky, but for you tonight, the stars are everywhere. The clusters shine. Distance grows, but light still arrives. Your breathing aligns again with the rhythm of expansion. Your thoughts drift without resistance. Space stretches, clusters separate, and you remain safe, warm, and perfectly still. The universe does not hurry you. It moves at its own patient pace, and you follow along, gently, with closed eyes and an open mind. You stay cozily grounded in your bed while your imagination keeps traveling farther into the future. Not tomorrow, not next year, into a time so distant that numbers feel like poetry rather than math. Billions of years from now, long after your pillow has turned back into stardust, the universe will be a quieter place. Galaxies that fill the night sky today will drift so far away that their light never reaches anyone again. Expansion keeps going, patiently widening the distance like a curtain closing slowly on a grand stage. You float through that future, watching stars still burning inside galaxies. At first, nothing feels different. Stars are born in glowing nurseries. Massive giants erupt in supernova fireworks. Planets orbit peacefully around their suns. Life might still bloom somewhere, blinking up at the sky. But bit by bit, darkness grows. Andromeda and the Milky Way merge into a single swirling metropolis of stars. No longer two spirals, but one grand elliptical galaxy, full of history and starlight. You imagine the name, Milkdromeda. It sounds like a yogurt brand, but a pretty accurate one. Inside this giant new galaxy, the night sky would look beautiful, full of close bright stars. But outside it, emptiness grows. Other galaxies slip over the cosmic horizon, their light unable to keep up with the accelerating expansion. The universe does not steal them. It just stretches so fast that light cannot bridge the distance anymore. One day, you look up, and what used to be a crowded celestial festival is down to one bright city surrounded by deep night. You soften into the comfort that even quiet futures can feel safe. You imagine lying on a distant planet in that far future. The sky might still shimmer with millions of local stars, but they are the last known lights. Beyond them lies an ocean of darkness that grows deeper with every passing eon. Someone out there might wonder whether their galaxy is the whole universe. They may never guess that the cosmos once sparkled with billions of luminous neighbors. Scientists still wonder how fast this loneliness will grow. If expansion continues to accelerate at the current pace, the galaxies outside our local group will first appear dimmer, then slower, then vanish from possibility altogether. Not because they disappeared, but because the communication lines of light have been stretched too thin. The universe is not hiding its stars. It is simply making distance so wide that starlight gives up the chase. You roll your head gently on your pillow. The fabric is soft, warmer than the vacuum of space. Here, you can still go outside and see thousands of stars with your own eyes. You live at the perfect cosmic moment for stargazing. Not too early, when galaxies were chaos and collisions made the view messy. Not too late, when cosmic expansion will erase the view entirely. Your eyelids flutter. It feels nice to know that right now you exist when the sky is storytelling at its finest. Galaxies dance in full view, constellations stretch wide above you, and deep in the night, telescopes catch light that traveled billions of years to reach us. We see the universe's past laid bare, like ancient postcards delivered on cosmic delay. Imagine living in the far future when no one believes the universe expanded, because there is literally no evidence left. Some student writes a paper saying, "Distant galaxies exist," and their professor nods kindly the way you do when a friend claims their cat can speak English. Without visible galaxies, the idea of cosmic expansion might sound like a bedtime myth. Your breathing slows into an easy rhythm. Your body stays still, yet the cosmos continues to drift apart around you. Stars will go dark one by one as their fuel runs out. Whole galaxies will fade into memory. The sky will slowly hush. But that is a future you do not need to rush toward. Tonight's stars are still bright. Tonight's sky is still lively. You are here in the universe's golden age of light, and you can enjoy every glittering moment of it while you drift toward dreams. Expansion continues gently without asking you to hurry, and you stay just as you are. Cozy. Quiet. Half asleep and held by gravity that refuses to let go. You remain perfectly still, wrapped in nighttime warmth, while the universe keeps pulling the future apart in vast, slow stretches. Expansion does not stop at loneliness. It keeps changing the very nature of what is possible. You drift ahead billions and billions of years in your thoughts. The starlight around you begins to dim, not suddenly, but steadily, like a candle burning shorter each night, never quite going out all at once. Stars are generous, but they are not eternal. They burn through their fuel with style, shining bright for as long as they can. Small stars, the red dwarfs, are efficient little overachievers, and could glow for trillions of years, longer than everything else around them. But even they will one day run out of hydrogen. Their warmth will fade, their embers will cool, and the night will become just a little darker. You exhale softly. The air brushing past your lips feels like the quiet end of a long day. Out there, in those unimaginably distant future nights, galaxies will be far beyond sight. That mysterious push from dark energy will stretch space until each galaxy cluster becomes its own lonely kingdom. Those kingdoms will contract inward as gravity tightens around their stars. Everything useful gathers, everything extra drifts away. You float beside the future remains of galaxies. Black holes dominate the centers, dead stars wander in silence, cosmic dust settles into colder and colder shadows. People still debate whether this era will be peaceful or eerie. A slow cooling known as the Big Chill, or heat death might be waiting. The universe might continue expanding until energy spreads so thin that nothing interesting can happen anymore. Even atoms may lose the will to hold hands eventually. You shift beneath your blankets. The thought is enormous, but somehow not frightening. Everything has a life cycle, even the cosmos. Birth, growth, and rest. Why should a universe be any different? But then there is that other possibility. Not a chill, but a rip. If dark energy grows stronger over time, expansion might not settle into a gentle widening. It could escalate. Faster, wilder, more dramatic. A final cosmic plot twist nobody asked for. The Big Rip. The universe would keep yanking everything apart, refusing to slow down, like a rubber band stretched too far. First galaxies separate, then stars are pulled from galaxies, then planets from stars, then atoms from themselves. It is like a toddler deciding to reorganize existence one piece at a time until there are no pieces left, just stretchy emptiness. You almost chuckle at the absurdity. If anyone could do something so dramatic for no clear reason, it would be the universe itself. Big Rip, the ultimate cosmic overreaction. Still, scientists cannot agree if that is the ending. They wonder whether dark energy stays constant, or if it changes with time. Maybe the acceleration slows down eventually. Maybe gravity finds one last clever trick. Maybe the universe oscillates, expanding and contracting in endless cycles like some gigantic cosmic breath. No one knows yet. And the universe seems unbothered by the suspense it causes. You turn slightly, feeling the sheets soften under your hands. The speculation, the mystery, the possibilities. They are all as vast as the cosmos they describe. But you, lying here in this quiet, are part of the same equation. You exist in a universe still figuring out what it wants to be. Let your attention wander now to the stars still alive. Somewhere, in a distant future, civilizations may look up and feel connected to their single glowing sky. They might collect stories of ancient stargazers like you and wonder what it was like to see a universe bursting with light. They will inherit a quieter cosmos, a softer one, a place where mystery remains, but answers become harder to reach. You feel your eyelids grow heavier, a soft drowsiness settles into your shoulders. Even with such grand futures swirling through your imagination, you feel calm. A universe expanding is not chaos. It is a long, graceful unfurling of everything that ever was. What remains constant in all these endings is the beauty of now. You are here during a rare slice of cosmic time where the universe is bright, interesting, full of visible neighbors. You live in the era when the cosmos shows off. A cosmic golden age, and you get a front row seat just by looking up at night. The universe expands. Stars may fade. Galaxies might drift out of reach. But tonight you are wrapped in the glow of everything still burning beautifully. Your existence does not shrink with the expanding cosmos. It becomes more precious because it happens while the lights are still on. Your breathing slows again. The thoughts of distant futures blur like galaxies sliding behind the cosmic horizon. There is no rush to meet those possibilities. They belong to time itself, not to you. You simply drift, warm and safe, letting the universe move at its natural pace while your body moves closer and closer to sleep. The stars dim just a little in your mind's eye, but not in sadness. They dim the way lights lower in a theatre just before the dream begins, a cue to relax, to settle, to drift. Dark energy might guide the ultimate fate of everything, but tonight, its only job is to hold open enough space for you to rest comfortably inside this ever-growing universe. You are a moment of peace in a cosmos that never stops changing, and that is something infinitely beautiful. You stay nestled right where you are as this cosmic lullaby drifts into place. The universe expands faster and faster out there, but in here everything slows down beautifully. Your breath is gentle, your room feels still, yet the very space surrounding you is part of the same great stretching that carries galaxies farther apart. You exist inside the expanding universe, woven into its future and its past. You let that truth settle softly. Expansion is not something happening far away. It is happening literally everywhere. In the space between atoms in your pillow, the tiny gaps between particles in your skin, the intervals between heartbeats, space is always growing. The only reason you do not feel it is because everything close to you is held together by forces stronger than expansion. Gravity keeps your feet touching the floor. Electromagnetism keeps your cells intact. Love keeps you connected to the people who fill your life with warmth. The universe stretches, but the bonds that matter stay close. You gently close your eyes. The darkness behind your eyelids feels deeper now, almost cosmic. You imagine yourself floating just above Earth. Our planet spins quietly below, wrapped in clouds and moonlight. The Milky Way arcs across the sky, a glowing river of stars. The solar system glides gracefully around the galaxy, and the galaxy itself drifts across the widening universe. Even with all this motion, you never spill from your bed. You drift further, letting your awareness expand like space does. You glide among galaxies spread out like lanterns in a growing night. It is humbling and soothing at the same time. You are tiny in size, but your particles were born in ancient stars. You carry stardust in your body, cosmic memory in your blood. You are both small and enormous. You are exactly enough. Scientists still wonder what dark energy really is. Maybe it is a property of the vacuum. Maybe it is a new cosmic ingredient we have not named properly yet. Maybe it is not even energy at all, but the geometry of space playing a trick we are slowly learning to understand. The debates continue softly in laboratories and observatories while you rest here, breathing peace into your own story. You do not need all the answers to feel safe in a mysterious universe. You take a slow, deep breath. The air feels steady, reliable. Expansion does not disrupt your comfort. Space grows, but your calm remains anchored in the warmth of your blanket, the softness of your pillow, the quiet rhythm of your chest rising and falling. Nothing pulls you apart. The grathmed innöthritis sinne podua, nen, you added to the hopla the work of her. Beia for its meros. Like they with you. You notice how much beauty there is in not knowing everything. Questions are like stars. They guide you forward, shine curiosity into the darkness, and make every night more interesting. You are part of that glow, a participant in the grand, expanding mystery, a witness to a cosmos that is still becoming what it will one day be. Your mind feels softer now, thoughts smoothing out like ripples fading across a calm lake. You let go of the complexity and keep the feeling. The universe expands faster and faster, and somehow that truth is soothing rather than overwhelming. Because expansion means continuation, more future, more time, more possibility. You settle deeper into your bed. The pillow supports you like the fabric of space supports galaxies. Gravity holds you close, like a friend who wants you to stay. Together they create the perfect balance for sleep. Everything grows quieter, softer, slower. You are safe in a universe that grows without hurry. You are held in a cosmos that will always have room for you. And as the stars continue their distant dance, you drift gently toward dreams. Let everything become quieter now. There is nothing left to understand tonight. No facts you must remember. No questions you must chase. Just breathing. Just resting. Just letting the universe stretch while you soften into sleep. You are lying on a small world, inside a peaceful room, wrapped in warmth. Your blankets are steady. Your heartbeat is steady. Your place in the universe is steady. Outside, stars continue glowing, millions of degrees hot, but they do it calmly. Galaxies continue drifting apart, but they do it gently. Dark energy continues expanding space, but it does not rush you. If your mind wanders, that is okay. Thoughts can pass like clouds, slowly floating by without needing to stay. Let each exhale release any tension that tried to remain in your shoulders or jaw. Let your eyelids rest heavier and heavier with each moment. You have traveled so far tonight, across the Milky Way, across the universe, across billions of years, and now you get to return home, to your pillow, to your body, to peace. This moment is yours. This stillness is earned. The stars will take care of themselves. All you need to do now is sink a little deeper into the mattress, let your breath fall into an easy rhythm, and know that everything is okay. You are made of stars. You are safe in the dark. You are part of the universe's gentle expansion. Tonight, the cosmos grows, and you rest. Sweet dreams, traveler of the stars.